Today, we will discuss the concept of collinear points. We will start our discussion with the explanation of arrangement of points A, B, C, D, E, and F after they start moving. It appears all points lie on the same line. If three or more points all lie on the same line, we call them collinear. We will now look for a way to define the condition of points A, B, and C, or any three points being collinear. At this moment, points are not collinear, and the measure of line segment AB plus the measure of line segment BC is not equal to the measure of line segment AC, shown below triangle ABC. However, when point B becomes collinear with points A and C, both values become equal to each other. This generates the following conclusion. If the measure of line segment AB plus the measure of line segment BC is equal to the measure of line segment AC, then points A, B, and C are collinear. Regardless of point B's position on line segment AC, the collinear nature of points A, B, and C is preserved. Even though the measures of line segments AB and BC change their values, their sum remains equal to the measure of line segment AC. We will now review some related problems. Problem number 1. Points R, S, and T are collinear with point S in between points R and T. If the measure of line segment RS is represented as x plus 2, the measure of line segment ST is equal to 4 centimeters, and the measure of line segment RT is equal to 16 centimeters, find the value of x and the measure of line segment RS. Solution. We can begin by sketching a diagram for the conditions of a problem. If points R, S, and T are collinear, then the measure of line segment RS plus the measure of line segment ST must be equal to the measure of line segment RT. As such, x plus 2 plus 4 is equal to 16. After combining like terms, x plus 6 is equal to 16, or x is equal to 10. After substituting 10 for x, the measure of line segment RS is equal to 12 centimeters. Problem number 2. Points A, B, and C are collinear with point B in between points A and C. If the measure of line segment AB is represented as x minus 1, the measure of line segment BC is represented as 3x plus 2, and the measure of line segment AC is equal to 11 centimeters, find the value of x and the measures of line segments AB and BC. Solution. We can begin by sketching a diagram for the conditions of a problem. If points A, B, and C are collinear, then the measure of line segment AB plus the measure of line segment BC must be equal to the measure of line segment AC. As such, x minus 1 plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 11. After combining like terms, 4x plus 1 is equal to 11. After subtracting 1 from both sides, 4x is equal to 10, and x is equal to 2.5. After substituting 2.5 for x, the measure of line segment AB is equal to 1.5 centimeters, and the measure of line segment BC is equal to 9.5 centimeters. Problem number 3. Explain whether or not points P, Q, and R are collinear if the measure of line segment PQ is equal to 5 inches, the measure of line segment QR is equal to 8 inches, and the measure of line segment PR is equal to 12 inches. Solution. If points P, Q, and R are collinear, then the measure of line segment PQ plus the measure of line segment QR must be equal to the measure of line segment PR. However, 5 plus 8 is not equal to 12. Conclusion. Points P, Q, and R are not collinear. To get an access to all 211 video presentations for high school geometry, please visit www.jumpingjack.com/discoveries in mathematics.